All right, off for the first outdoor camping trip of the year. Here we go. The good thing about this spot that I found is there's a lot of downed trees, so plenty of firewood on the forest floor and lots of tree coverage, which will keep the wind off of me. It's still the beginning of March. I don't want to be camping in any open areas where it can get windy because the wind's going to get cold and dense at night. The goal for this trip is to stay warm overnight and have a good time. We'll see how it goes. Got about 12 hours of darkness at this time of year, and I got about an hour and a half until it's completely dark out. I think right here is going to be as good a spot as any. Got a string up through here and my tarp down right here, so I think this is where we're going to set up for the night. Alright, we'll be using cotton balls smothered in petroleum jelly to start the fire, and this new knife that was sent to me by bushcraft came with a fire steel sheath and what I think is a pretty good blade. I had a Walmart knife last year, so this will be a lot better than what I had. That's why I took the deal. If you're interested in this knife, there is a link down below. That'll give me some kickback if you are interested. bushcraft also sells wood carving tools, so go ahead and check that out. This will be the first time using this knife in the field, so I'm excited to see how well it all works. Let me just put this back in here, and the knife back in its sheath, and we call it good. Now the ground should be wet enough to where I shouldn't really have to worry about the fire spreading. I'm not going to really build anything crazy big. I only want to get enough wood just to keep it going and keep me warm. I don't think it'll get too crazy cold tonight. It is supposed to get down to freezing, which is 32 Fahrenheit, 0 Celsius. We'll get this guy going nice and good. Alright, I'm going to switch over to super night mode, see how much of the quality degrades, but at least we'll be able to see what's going on. I just set up the tarp, got it on the ground here for coverage, pull it up away from the fire if needed. And I've got some burritos sitting on the fire, warming up. Probably just going to relax here and listen to a podcast and enjoy the outdoors. Get a little bit longer. Well, the tinfoil is really crappy, but I think it's good enough. It says it's 36 out. It's supposed to get down to 33, so we'll see what happens. I did end up getting my wool blanket to keep my mat from getting any coals on it, so that should help keep a little bit more heat underneath me and also keep the coals off of my mat so we get no more holes in it. So we'll see how that goes. Just listening to a podcast while the fire goes until I get tired, and then I'm just gonna pass out.
Discord starts up and it's like FPS Kyle. Who sees the sun? Yeah, that's how they stay young. What's that stuff?
Thank you for watching Scary Bear Attacks. If you like this episode, please remember to hit the like button and leave a comment or two, then subscribe. Today's episode takes us deep into one of America's most remote and rugged wilderness areas, the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge on Alaska's North Slope. At the heart of today's episode are Rich and Kathy Huffman, two individuals whose deep connection to Alaska's wild landscapes ultimately led them into the path of unforeseen danger. Richard was 61 years old at the time. Kathy was a 58-year-old elementary school teacher. In the darkness, however, nature's unpredictable power made itself known. Sometime during the night, a massive bear, identified in subsequent investigations as a grizzly bear, found its way into the Huffman's campsite. It meandered around the tent, likely sniffing at the scent of the campers, before tearing through the tent fabric and attacking the sleeping campers. By Saturday afternoon, a guide who was leading an expedition of German documentarians on a rafting trip down the river began drifting by the Huffman's campsite. Scanning the brush, he noticed a grizzly bear nearby, and it hadn't fled like most bears do. The guide cautiously made his way back to the shore and alerted the Borough Police Department. Arriving at the campsite, the corpses of Richard and Kathy were discovered inside their sleeping bags in their tattered tent.
Alright, we made it to morning. It did rain a little last night, but we're still dry. It's 7:09, 33 degrees out it says. It's not freezing, so that's good. Gonna lay here a little bit longer and let the sun come up some more, and then we're gonna start a fire for breakfast and then pack up and get out of here. Alright. I think the light's up enough to get up. And again, starting our fire with petroleum jelly, soaked cotton balls, bag balm in this case, you could use Vaseline, really any petroleum jelly based product. Got my long grain oatmeal. I left my chair out. It's actually not wet. I just set this thing up right here. Oh, water's nice and cold. Get my spoon so I can stir this around. This is my first outing with this camera, so I'm hoping exposure's not too crazy. It's got a super night mode on it. That really helps it in low lighting, but I'm afraid in these hours where it's in between low and high light, that it's gonna kind of make the image look blown out. We'll see how it looks once I get it into post-production. I think I need... no, we're gonna water still. Oh, more water in there. Brown sugar. Got me some brown gold here. That looks good. It's time to start packing. Alright, brought my gravity-fed filter. There's no creeks or any water around here, so I filled this up on my way. Ended up not needing it, so we're going to use it to put this fire out. Alright, we're out of here. Thank you to everybody who stopped by. This was the first camping trip of the year. Any more to come. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe. And don't forget to share the video, as that helps feed the algorithm. You can also check the description to join the Discord. We're trying to grow that this year. There's some Alaskans in there, so if you have any questions about Alaska, or if you want to share the outdoors in your area, it's a good place for that as well. Go ahead and click here to watch another video, and click here to subscribe. We'll catch you guys in the next one.